very good in some circumstances, but it's very terrible in others.
It's nothing I ever value Gargoyle. It's not something I will, like when I'm drafting and thinking Gargoyle, then I'm gonna pick it. I'll never do that. It's gonna go C for me.
If I know that I'm super fucked against Dryads, for instance, I love to have the option of going Gargoyles, but...
Should also maybe put them up against what other choices you have in that unit slot.
Oh, wow, yeah.
When listing.
I don't know. Shit. That's probably too much work when we have...
Yeah, okay, let's do it quick then. We do it quick.
Yeah.
It's high C for me.
Alright, that's fine with me.
Ghouls?
Ghouls, S tier.
I agree. Game throwers, do we really want to do siege units?
No, fuck siege units.
Or do we do siege units like we just compare each siege units to each other?
Yeah, sure. They're all D tier, right? And then we switch around.
You kind of have to compare the units to each other to make the unit. Otherwise, you would just put tier 3 units in S tier and, tier 1 units in lower tiers.
That makes sense.
So you got to compare to what other units you can have in that slot.
Definitely, yeah.
And I'm actually not sure how good Glaive/Game Throwers are after they buffed them.
I don't know either. I don't care about siege.
We skip siege for now. Then we can put in. I will explain siege units in the end of the video then, and then put them somewhere.
Do that.
We do that. Grunt
I like
S tier for me.
S tier as well. Yeah, definitely.
Above the ghouls, we still do that where we will do what we want to pick, right?
Yeah. I think. Yeah. I agree. I like that.
Grunt's best tier 1 frontline you can get.
Yeah. Yep.
No matter what you draft, in my opinion.
I think Griffs are B tier.
Yes. High B.
They're very mid. Like that's
the
definition of them. Right.
Acolyte. No, never mind.
Headhunter, B tier as well. Very mid. Maybe even C tier. What are the other options? It's Rifle and
Archer, Fiend.
And Fiend. Okay, so B tier. And then put Fiend in. I don't know about Fiend. We'll see. B tier, yeah.
It's either low B or high C for me with Headhunters.
Yeah, I agree.
Hunts?
Hunts. B tier. I'd say C tier actually. It's so rare that you get them to work, but that might be a skill issue. Maybe B actually.
I feel like it's the hardest tier 1, like
definitely
Q unit tier 1 you can get to make like consistently work. It's very draft dependent. I feel like you need a lot of damage boosters on your lineup.
And you need to not be against Dryads so that you can at least have some frontline with some summoning heroes, I think.
Yeah, it's just a hard unit to make work.
It's super hard.
If you compare it to like Grunts or Foodie and Ghoul, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But again, when you draft, you always look on the other options. What do you have in the row, right? What do you have on range spot, on caster spot, stuff like that.
Definitely.
So yeah, I'll probably put them B tier.
Yeah, let's do that.
But then again, then you don't have any Q units here for like this. That's the lowest one, right?
Yeah,
put them in B.
But that's fine, right?
Yeah.
Of course,
Knights,
it's still playable. Knights, C tier, I think. Maybe even.
I think Knight's gonna go to D tier.
Yeah, I think maybe even D.
I think it's the worst tier 3 frontline unit you can get.
It is terrible, bro.
And the only thing they are good against is pretty much MGs. That's about it.
Yeah. Maybe siege tanks as well, right? But I think D tier is deserved.
Yes.
Codo, I still draft almost every time I get the opportunity, but that's also because of when it is in the draft.
Yes. I figured out that you kind of want, when you get Codo now after the aura got nerfed a little bit, you want to have tier 2 damage upgrade on your army. So 2 damage upgrades on your army before you go for the Codo. Otherwise, you kind of lose value on it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you want tier 3 ASAP, right? Because the upgrade is actually huge now.
Can you boost Poopa's audio a bit? He will blast my ears off then.
Oh, what's up, Neo?
Yep.
What's cooking? Good looking?
Is this better than you?
I don't agree, Encore. I pick Codo over Fairy almost every time.
I'm an asshole because I look at my lane opponent and if it's someone I know is good, I pick Codo. If it's someone I don't know, I think they are not good, then
That
I
is
pick
a very
fairies.
good point. That's a very good point.
Because if they are good players, they are more likely to always toggle their abilities, and then there's
But
no reason for me to go for fairy.
and I would still say that even if you're mid-skilled, you almost always toggle against fairies. Like I'm probably mid-skilled compared to you, and I always toggle, almost always at least. So
Codo is A tier for me.
Yeah, I agree. A tier.
A tier.
Last patch it was definitely S tier, right?
Yeah, I always picked him above
MGs.
S tier
I
for
love
me.
them. I love them. Yeah, S tier as well.
Yes.
So insane for stacking, and that's when you buy frontline units tier 3 mostly. Is when you want to stack.
It is. It's the best frontline unit that you can get, in my opinion.
Definitely. S tier and necros, I think, are B tier.
Necros.
Yeah. I don't like them very much.
I think the skeletons, and that's the main thing you want them from anymore. Is if you like damage boosters and you want frenzy and cripple. That's what I personally use them also. I like.
Of course, you can still cheese out some.
You can, but it's so
wins, but
it's so fucking rare that you ever get mass necros skeleton spam to work after they both nerf them and you are playing in the draft mode.
Exactly.
It's very, very, very fucking rare.
Yo, Adam, my bro.
So probably,
my bold brother.
It's not something I ever value in a draft that much.
No, I think
it's gonna
maybe
be
even C tier.
Be a C tier for me.
Yeah, I think C tier is fine. All right. Yeah. The statue is definitely S tier for me. I pick it.
Best healing
always. Yeah. I love it. And one of the healing that works with ghouls as well, which is a huge upside, in my opinion.
It does have a unit cap though, but
yeah, but
still the best with every frontline unit in the early game you can get.
Completely agree.
It's definitely that.
I like priests, but I would pick them in A tier priests.
You are at the archer, but yes, let's just put it in there.
Oh, we're at the archer. I saw a peasant and a peon and thought that's not it.
But I agree.
Archer B tier. I think it's higher than anything in the B tier in my opinion, but I think it's B tier.
I think we have to compare the units in the same unit
all right. So
together, otherwise it'll be weird. But
yeah, it's better than Headhunter and it's better than Fiend. But rifles are S tier in that department, right?
Also because you can combine hippos with archers, right?
Yes. That's a nice.
That makes them. Yeah, it's just.
That's a nice little.
That makes them better than headhunters for me.
Raiders D tier. Yes. I never go for raiders. Like it's not the reason I pick as A or B side.
I agree. Down there. Yeah. D tier.
Rifle, I think, is if we compare them to the other
S tier for me.
S tier, yeah, definitely.
Best piercing unit. I have to completely agree.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Tanks, I think, are A tier.
I mean,
but I still, it's rare now that I actually use them. It's like very conditional, in my opinion. Actually, maybe it's B tier.
It is.
I don't know.
It's also a hard one for me because they do fuck all damage to tier 3 air units.
Fuck all, yeah.
Really. It's mostly just damage sponges, you know.
Yeah.
And you can also use strength heroes for that if you put an orb on them. But it's still a great unit. You just need to combine it with some anti-air damage.
Yeah, definitely.
It's probably A tier for me.
Yeah, A tier. Low A, high low B A
kind of thing.
I agree. We just skip Shade, right?
Yeah. I mean, Shade is not something you wanna focus on in your draft. I mean, we can put it somewhere. Doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter. Shami is either A or S.
A or
Compared
S.
to the others, I think. I don't know what I want more between Dryads or Shaman. Actually, I think I want Shaman more. I think there is. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Ashra.
What is Ashra saying?
Eat my ass.
Oh yes.
I mean, both Shaman and Dryad is probably S tier for me.
Yeah.
Just like Ghoul and Grunt is. They're both very, very good.
Yeah, I agree.
Something when you draft, you always want to look for grunt, ghoul, shaman, dryad, in my opinion, whatever you have.
Yes.
And same with foodies. If you have a
Yes.
foodie dryad versus a grunt sorceress draft, I'll always pick, the dryad grunt kind of thing.
Yeah.
And if you have grunt, dryad, ghoul, shaman on both sides, I always look at the range one. So if there's a fiend in one of the spots, I will take the one that doesn't have the fiend, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. Sorceress.
A D tier, easy for me. Very, very bad unit.
Yeah, it is. Fuck sorceress, man.
Yes.
They're only good if your opponent doesn't buy a gem.
Always avoid sorceress.
Yeah, agreed. Then we have a spellbreaker. I think it's a B tier unit, maybe C.
BSC.
I don't know.
Yeah, mostly value them if I have either foodies or ghouls because I want some scenarios where you lag some frontline, like if you lose the early game and you lag a little bit of frontline on tier 2, then I like them a lot, right? Otherwise, it's not something I value very high when I draft.
It's never something where you see, oh, they have a summoning hero, I'm gonna rush tier 3 for spellbreakers, right?
No,
So
I actually saw a lot of people do that, but it's not something you want to do.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah,
No.
that's a no-no.
I think B tier then.
Yeah, I'll probably put them B. It's not something I value high. It's still a good unit. It is a good unit, but yeah, that's something I value in draft.
Banshees. I think I put them in B tier actually.
Banshees,
they can definitely shine. They can force your opponents to never build tier 3 frontline.
Yes.
Which is huge. But still hit or miss, so I think B is good.
It's either B or A for me.
Yeah, I agree. The curse is insane. It's very good to protect your summoning heroes. It has a lot of perks. Maybe A actually.
Very good for I'll put them in A. I think this but I still value the other two higher, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But it's a good unit. It's for sure a good unit.
It very much is.
It's just very good. I feel like it's something that's hard for newer players to make work. So newer players will put Banshees as Banshees a bad kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Probably, yeah.
But they are
Spirit Walker. I know you value them very highly. I don't necessarily.
It's the best. Like if you get a draft where if you draft Dryads, you don't have magic damage on tier 1.
Yeah,
then they are the best tier 2 unit.
the second best. I think Talons are way better in that sense.
I don't think so. I think they still like their ability package are way better than Talons. In my opinion.
If you have Dryads and you're against grunts, for instance, you would rather want Spirit Walkers than Talons?
If I was against what?
For let's say grunts, right? Is the easy example where you will lack magic damage.
It's hard because it also depends on if you. Of course, if you are Dryads, you're gonna have Dispel anyways. If you are gonna be against Banshee player with AMS, you want AoE Dispel instead of Dryads.
Sure.
And they also enable Torrents on tier 3, and I think Torrents is a terrible unit if you don't have Spirit Walkers.
Yeah. They're not great, that's for sure. But they still don't enable Torrent. It's very cheesy to do that line, right?
It is. It's about the ability package, right?
I'll put them in B.
We put them in B for now, and then we do the rest of the
cool
stuff you can.
Torrent of the melee tier 3, I think, is a C tier.
Maybe C or B for me. I feel like the Pulverize could use a buff, actually. I don't think it's very noticeable when you get... Like, when the Pulverize a stack of foodies or ghouls, I don't think, like... You can barely see that I actually use the Pulverize ability. That's how I feel about Torrents. I feel like it's not a very good unit.
Not a very good sponge either.
No, and even if you get the combination with the Walkers, it's
super cheesy.
A few chims or, any tier 3 magic damage. Yep. And it doesn't do fuck all. So yeah, I think CT is very, very good.
I agree. Witch Doctor, we are very in agreement in this list. That's funky. Witch Doctor is B tier in my opinion.
I agree. Worst healing.
Yeah. But still some additional healing cards you can get her.
Yes.
Get them.
Also for the people who don't know that, you can disable the 2 other abilities, the Sentry Ward and the Static Ward, and then you're gonna have mana for 2 healing wards instead.
Yeah. You always should, in my opinion, because the other two blow.
Just toggle off the 2 other abilities and get 2 healing wards.
Yeah, now we come to the Wind Rider. I actually enjoy that quite a bit. I think they definitely have their spot because of Envenom Spear. They have so much DPS. They are very fragile, but I think I would put them in. I don't know, what do I pick them?
They also got a little hit point buff. They got a little hit point
okay, nice.
The pistol blast.
Maybe I think they're A tier. To be honest, I like spamming them if it's a good.
Well, you kind of have
in
to.
The game. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's the thing about it.
And very cheap, yeah, Asra, exactly.
Very cheap. It's probably,
I'd say
B
A
for me.
Yeah,
I think
well,
it's
then
a
it's
B
high
tier,
B, right? It's above Griffin for sure.
But you can't do that because so.
Yeah, well, I mean it's above Griffin.
Yeah, but Griffin. Oh yeah, they share the same spot now.
Yeah.
That's true. They changed that, which I fucking hate because then you can get Hippogriff Riders and Wyverns in the same draft. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it, but that's definitely A tier then. Now when they changed the spot, I agree.
Hippos, I think, is the same as Gargs.
Actually, this is rough for me because Griffin versus Wyvern, it's all depending on your draft. Do you need the magic damage?
Of course it does.
Do you not need the magic damage?
Sure. But
and Griffins
I think overall, I think Wyvern perform better because fuck Griffins, bro.
But if you go to, let's say, 30-minute mark, 35-minute mark, and there's gonna be a lot of units on the field because then Griffins are always gonna splash.
Yeah, sure. Then they shine.
Yes, then they are very, very, very good unit. They are not that great at 15 minutes, but 16, 17 minutes.
I still value stuff that is good in the mid game. I value over stuff that's good late game. Of course, it's quite rare that we actually reach late game currently.
We put them above Griffins then.
Yeah,
let's do that. Hippogriffs.
Hippo C tier.
Very good unit to pull with. That's pretty much everything they're good for, in my opinion. They get counter very easily when they are built as Antia. It's not a unit you want to build late game for Antia.
Yeah, exactly. I hate massing them for AA. I really hate it.
It's bad.
It's like the last resort kind of thing.
I agree.
C tier is probably fine, right? Maybe even D, actually. I'd much rather have gargoyles.
They go to D tier for me as well.
Yeah, I'd much rather have gargoyles.
They go up probably 2 or 3 tiers if you have archers.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
But as a single unit and what they offer pulling, and that's about it in my book.
Yeah. Completely agree. Frostworm, I think, is still S tier.
Yeah, I agree.
It's really good, especially if you have, if you have buffs for it, right? But still very, very good.
It's still very good. Like air damage, sponge, AoE damage, slow. Yeah, it's a S tier unit for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Destro is also S tier in my opinion.
Yes.
I'm forced to pick them so often if I haven't been getting any AoE dispel, right? And I just think it's a great unit.
You still have to pick them if you only have shamans, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise,
if you don't have any AoE dispel, then it's definitely.
I agree. It's a very good unit. S tier, high A at least.
Yeah, I'd say S tier.
Bad Rider?
Bad Rider D tier.
D tier.
Bam.
I agree.
Why the fuck would you?
Always something I try to avoid in drafts. I don't like the Bad Rider.
Yes. It makes no sense that it's a tier 3 unit. Makes no fucking sense. I don't remember. I don't know why they made that change.
It is what it is, Pooper.
It is what it is. Hippo Rider, considering it's the best piercing tier 3, I think it deserves an S tier spot.
S tier for me as well.
Yeah.
Highest range.
Exactly, yeah.
It's just
huge DPS, very spammable, massable, I mean.
I had a guy on stream today where we talked about like Wyverns versus Hippos. And I also, Wyverns have insanely high damage. That a lot of the times they're gonna overkill, like they're gonna waste a lot of damage when they hit backline casters. They are not very fast attacking units. They have high damage. where Hippo Riders are very quick, have very long range, and
Yeah.
they also do insane damage.
Yeah, they have insane DPS. No
Yes.
doubt about it.
One of my favorite
Chimera
units in the game.
is also Chimera is also S tier, right? Has to be.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they're better than Worms. I think Chimera is the best tier
Yeah,
3.
it's because they avoid taking damage from other air units, right?
And they are so good at clearing wave or clearing heroes, right? They oftentimes just okay, this hero has to die now, of course.
Yes.
It's in the aggro range. Or in the threat range or whatever it's called, yeah.
Great unit.
Fairy
Dragon?
Very B tier, I think. I like to draft it.
Really?
But yeah, I don't think it's amazing because most of the time you play against. I mean, if we talk low MMR, they are SSS tier.
Yes.
But if we talk like decently high MMR, I think they're B tier.
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised how many people doesn't toggle in this game.
All right. Well, then they're definitely A tier.
They are high A/S tier, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right. Then we do A. I don't think they're S tier. Fuck.
Okay, we do A.
They can't be.
There's no room in S tier, anyways.
No.
It's filled.
It's fucking crowded. But there are many good units in this game. But we have reached the peak of it now. I think for the S tier, maybe Claw is also getting there. Fiend is C tier.
Let's see. You can do some great stuff with. They're probably D, but I'll put them here because you can do some great stuff with web and cameras.
Yeah, definitely. And web and Banshee.
Yeah, yes, for sure. That's also a very great combo.
Insane. All right.
Still nothing you want to draft for.
No, exactly. The Militia.
No, let's do Siege last.
Oh, right, sure.
The Dragonhawks.
Dragonhawk.
It's gonna be the same spot for me as Gargoyles.
Yeah, I agree. It serves the same purpose, right? Basically.
Yeah, they pretty much do.
Yeah. Great against Drow Ranger, great against backline.
Yeah, but I still value Gargoyles over Dragonhawks.
Yeah.
A lot of people like Dragonhawks now. I
think
why.
Dragonhawks are the poor man's Gargoyles. I think that's how it goes.
They're great if your opponent rushes tier 3 for Frostworms. Then they're great.
Then they're fucking amazing. Then they're SS tier. But who the fuck does that anymore? I haven't seen Gertie play, but maybe he still does it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Chloris, I think, are fucking S tier, especially now that bears are insane.
You want them to be S tier?
Yeah, considering that they are on tier 2 draft, right? I think they're S tier. I love playing Chloris with almost everything.
Bro is strong, and they're also a viable tier 3 unit now.
Exactly.
So yeah, they probably deserve a S tier spot now.
Why are bears bugged, Penguin or Pika?
Let's talk about that after.
All right, we'll do that.
Because I think, S tier.
No, I think that's intentional, Pika. Quite sure. So you have to time it. You go.
Yeah, you have to get master bears before your waste.
Exactly. Yeah. Talons, True. Personally, I love Talons when I'm playing Dryads, for instance. Fucking love them. I think they're A tier, to be honest. I think they're better than Walkers.
I agree with A tier, but
also because they serve as an insane AA, right?
Yeah, the AI is not what it's like. Sometimes it bugs out and stuff, and I feel like you need a draft to actually enable the Talons. Like you need to,
definitely.
They have,
but and that's the only reason I'm not putting them in S tier, because I think they're great in many games actually.
What do we have on the same spot so far?
On Talon,
yeah,
it's
Talon,
it's Spirit Walker, it's Priest, it's
oh no, that's
Claw,
on the same spot, isn't it?
I think no.
It's the third spot.
No, you can.
Talons are
yeah, it's the third
right?
spot. That's right. That's right. So what is that? What is that? Fuck, I'm blanking.
Yeah, I'm brain farting as well right now. I am a little brain farty.
I'm looking and I can't see it. Oh, it's Gyrocopter. Right. Fuck gyros, man. They're definitely better than gyros.
Gyrocopter, Raiders.
Oh yeah, way better than all of those. And Witch Doctor, right? Has to be the same spot as Witch Doctor, I think.
No, which sucks is A. It doesn't matter. Fuck it.
Aren't Talons
This takes
that
too
as well?
long already. Gonna put them in.
Witch
Like I
Doctor's
value them
priest.
pretty much the same as the Spirit Walker.
Yeah, I think I value them higher, but
For me, it kind
I
of
want them
depends
in
on what I
A. You
draft. So
don't, and you have the mouse, so you decide.
I value them equally depending on my draft.
All right.
On tier 1. So let's do this. Both great units.
Yeah.
Abo, second best tank line for me.
Yeah, I think they're
probably
A tier.
A tier for me.
High A and
Yeah, I can't really do that
close
here.
to an S tier unit in my opinion.
Yeah, they're really good.
The Cloud is insane as well.
Yes, still not. It's not a unit that you can solo to frontline with them. Great for solo frontline, but the Cloud is just so good that it's just the second best after MGs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the way it is.
Agreed. Footmen clear A tier for me as well.
You're missing the Gyro, man. It's a very
Gyro.
very important unit because I feel like there's very different opinions about this unit, and this is a fun one.
It's a clear D tier for me.
Really?
Never buy
really,
them,
guys.
They're insane in the super late game.
Dude, 40 minutes game, Gyros can win you the game. It's a game-winning unit in the late game. In the late game.
When the fuck? Okay, so what would you pick it as then? A tier? If that's the criteria, I mean...
It's not something I value in draft, let's be honest. It's not something I say, oh, it's Gyros, I'm going to pick this. I'm going to go with this draft because I have Gyros. But still,
let's go with...
It's a game-winning unit if you're not against siege tanks.
Yeah. It can be a game-winning unit if you get the goal to spam it. Or mass it, I mean. But still, bro, it's trash unit. It's a D tier, bro.
C tier. Gonna go with C tier.
Fucking the lowest of the C's then.
There's none of these units you can win a game with. None. They are at least C tier.
Bro.
It's a game-winning unit, man.
They just serve one purpose, and that purpose is fucking late.
Yeah, but they still serve that purpose.
Yeah, but then again, Gargs can win you the wave early and win you the mid, and then you win the game, you know? That's...
Gargs still lose to stuff like Hippo Riders and Wyverns and stuff like that. These just fuck up every air unit that your opponent has and win you the game.
But Gargs own all the casters, you know, and Gyros don't do that, so by that logic,
it's not a D tier unit.
Not fair.
It's not a D tier unit.
It's the lowest of the Ds.
No.
Nah.
This is why you're 1800 MMR.
C tier is fine.
Last unit. Foodie, and then we're gonna go through the siege real quick.
Alright, clear A tier for me.
It's
I like Foodie. I will always pick Foodie over Hunt, I think.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah, it's probably...
It's in draft phase and you don't know your hero.
Yeah, it's probably... Yeah.
I would always pick Foodie over
Hunt.
Unless,
for me, it depends on if you get Dryad or Shaman.
Sure, bro.
Always.
If you get Foodie Sorceress or Hunt Shami, I'll of course take Hunt.
Yes,
but
I mean, we agree on that. It's gonna go to 8, that's fine. It depends on what caster unit you have.
And Astra is spot on. Defend is fucking insane.
Yeah, the defend is good if you're against Dryads. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. This looks fine.
Really cheeky push on the tower.
You want to do siege units?
No.
I'll do it quick. Mortars, D tier. Meat wagons. This is just for the siege units, like when you compare the siege units to each other. I don't think the game throwers damage are that significant. So we go B, A, S. And when you compare these to each other.
Yeah, I agree.
Demos, meat wagon, game throwers. I don't fucking know what these are doing in the game, but way down here with those. And that's
Which one, sorry?
Mortar team.
Oh yeah, they fucking blow.
Fuck Mortar teams.
Never ever buy that unit.
Yes. I think that sums it up, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Good.
But they can't be lusted, yes. And that's still a terrible unit.
Yes. It does nothing. Okay, that was it. Great.
Yeah, nice.
We did it in 30 minutes. Almost.
Really?
That's half an hour. We spent 1 hour talking about tier lists.
Fucking no life jacks, man. What the fuck? All right. Well, that was actually fun.
It
I
was.
actually enjoyed that.
Let's see how much hate we get.